When the Uber driver has paused. Chasing us. Odie, come on, let's go.
Best friends often start with unforgettable clashes, trust me.
You're growling.
I think she'll be wrong.
Vem aqui, gente, fazer um charme pra gente aqui, ó. Olha que gato lindo. Olha como é que ele tá combinando.
His detect.
Oh no.
Bonding so hard that they have become soul sisters out of nowhere.
C'est trop.
Kalau nggak ada motor mah naik anjing aja, naik anjing. Naik anjing juga enak.
This cat's living proof that you can climb any mountain, as long as it has to.
Can I use the bathroom in peace? No? Please. Please. No, man.
Ew, Winnie, this thing is covered in dust.
Why are you yelling at me? You just ate.
Hey, friends. Funny animals are.
Hey, you want to say that again? What? Oh my god.
I want to drive. Move.
Sometimes a provocative look is more powerful than any argument.
Move.
Lola! 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 Get back here!
Good morning. I thought Rocky was here. Rocky. Hi, Rocky. Rocky. There you go.
Что случилось, Бетси?
If you've got a funny story with your pet, share it in the comments.
I guess you could say this horse is a feline fanatic. He's probably got a secret stash of catnip somewhere.
A rare sight. The California condor, one of the largest flying birds in North America.
Doing a Sunday deep clean, and I just like look over in the corner of my eye on my left. It's this dog. Mosey, are you comfortable?
Hey, look at me. Can you explain what you did? How did you do that?
This is so funny. These ducklings are after me. What is going on? Come on, Odie. Let's go.
You cannot go outside with her. You have.
Ei, Nina! O que tá fazendo aí?
Solo!
How did you unzip that monkey?
She has no idea who could have done this.
Can you play for me?
Get on your couch. Get on your couch.
Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, A Day That Revolved Around Small Things. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. The day did not begin with an alarm clock. It began with breathing. Soft, steady, warm breathing, right beside my leg. My dog was already awake when I opened my eyes, though awake might not be the right word. He wasn't moving. He wasn't asking for anything. He was simply there, his body pressed gently against mine, his chest rising and falling like a quiet promise that the morning would be kind. I stayed still, afraid that any movement would break the moment. In the world outside our small home, mornings usually started loud. Notifications, schedules, worries about what needed to be done and what hadn't been done yesterday. But that morning, none of those things had arrived yet. There was only my dog, the thin sunlight slipping through the curtains, and the smell of last night's rain lingering in the air. When I finally shifted, he opened one eye. Not both, just one. It was his way of checking whether the world required his full attention yet. I whispered his name, and his tail responded before the rest of his body did. It thumped softly against the blanket, slow, lazy, unambitious. The kind of tail wag that said, "I'm happy you're here, but let's not make a big deal out of it." We stayed like that for a while. No phone, no thoughts about productivity. Just two living creatures sharing the same quiet space. Eventually, the morning demanded a little more from us. I sat up. He stretched in a long, dramatic line, front paws extended, back arched, mouth open in a wide yawn that somehow felt contagious. I yawned too, and he looked proud, as if he had taught me something important. The kitchen floor was cold. He followed me there, nails clicking softly, stopping every few steps to sniff something that had definitely been there yesterday and the day before, but was still worth checking again. Breakfast was simple. His bowl, my cup of coffee. He waited patiently, sitting just close enough that his shoulder touched my leg. He didn't stare at the food. He stared at me, as if to say, eating is nice, but being together is the real meal. When we finally stepped outside, the street was quiet. A few leaves moved in the wind. A neighbor's window opened somewhere far away. My dog walked slowly, nose low, fully committed to investigating the world one smell at a time. I used to pull the leash, urging him to hurry. That morning, I didn't. I let the day unfold at his pace. And strangely, for the first time in a long while, it felt like the pace was exactly right. The afternoon didn't offer anything special. No big events. No dramatic moments. No stories worth telling. At least, that's what I would have said once. My dog slept while I worked. He didn't care about deadlines or emails. He only cared that my feet were nearby and that the room still smelled like me. Sometimes he sighed in his sleep, a deep, contented sound, as if he had just remembered something very good. Every now and then, he would wake up, lift his head, and look at me. Not because he needed anything, just to confirm that I was still there. And then he would go back to sleep. I paused my work more than once just to watch him breathe. There was something grounding about it. His trust was complete. He believed, without question, that this place was safe and that I would keep it that way. In the middle of the afternoon, the light changed. It always does, but I rarely notice. That day I did. The sunlight moved across the floor and landed right on his face. He didn't move away. He leaned into it, eyes closed, soaking it up like it was a gift made just for him. We went for another walk later. Nothing exciting happened there either. He greeted the same tree he always greeted. He stopped at the same corner. He waited while I tied my shoe, sitting down without being asked. At one point, I checked my phone. A message came in, something mildly stressful, something that usually would have pulled me away mentally. I felt the familiar tension rise in my chest. My dog noticed. He didn't bark. He didn't whine. He simply leaned against my leg, warm and solid, reminding me, without words, that I was standing outside on a quiet street, that the sky was still blue, that this moment was real and happening now. I put the phone back in my pocket. We sat on a bench for a while. He watched people pass. A child pointed at him and smiled. He wagged his tail politely, not demanding attention, just offering friendliness to the world. When we went home, he carried a leaf inside by accident. He looked confused when I laughed, then looked pleased, as if laughter had been his plan all along. The afternoon ended the way it began, slowly, gently, without asking for more than it needed. And in that simplicity, I realized something important. Nothing important had happened, and yet, everything felt full. Evenings with my dog are my favorite, because they are honest. There is no pretending to be productive, no pressure to improve, just the soft closing of the day. I cooked dinner while he lay near the kitchen door, far enough to not be in the way, close enough to feel involved. Every sound made his ears twitch. Every dropped crumb was met with hopeful optimism. After dinner, we sat together on the floor. I didn't turn on the TV. I didn't reach for my phone. I just sat, my back against the couch, his head resting on my knee. I stroked his fur slowly, the way he likes, behind the ears, down the neck, along the back. His eyes closed. His breathing slowed. His body grew heavier as he trusted me with his full weight. In that moment, I thought about how little he asked for. Food, yes. Walks, of course. Care. Safety. But beyond that, he asked for presence. Not perfection. Not constant entertainment. Just being there. As the night grew quieter, he followed me from room to room, stopping when I stopped, waiting when I waited. When I finally turned off the lights, he circled his bed twice before lying down, glancing at me one last time. I said goodnight. His tail moved once. That was enough. That day didn't change my life in any dramatic way. Nothing was achieved, completed, or checked off a list. And yet, it quietly shifted something inside me. Living with an animal teaches us a different definition of a good day. My dog showed me that meaning does not come from big accomplishments, but from attention to small moments, shared spaces, and simple acts of care. He reminded me that love can exist without words, that presence can be more powerful than advice, and that slowing down is not a failure, but a form of respect for ourselves and for other living beings. In today's fast, demanding world, we often rush past what truly matters. From my dog, I learned to pause, to notice, to breathe, to look up from screens and schedules and reconnect with the life quietly happening around me. If we treat animals not as accessories, but as companions, beings with emotions, rhythms, and needs, we build a kinder world. A world where empathy grows naturally, where patience is practiced daily, and where relationships are based on trust, not control. Sometimes, a good life doesn't need to be bigger. It just needs to be more present, one small day at a time.